Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Mickey, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Mickey's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Mickey's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Mickey is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. And Fred and Mickey take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Mickey heel, and then you just start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. And we've also gone ahead and incorporated our automatic sit command into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, as he just did, Mickey will sit. It's important when you're heeling Mickey that he walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side without trying to pull ahead of you or lag behind. If he did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, repeat the command to heel, and then start walking again. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate is our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Mickey's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a great exercise to build up self-control in Mickey. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Mickey, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Mickey holds that sit-stay throughout. Fred gives him a little praise and then heels him out of it. We'll show you a little more of that heel sit and stay. As they heel around, Fred stops his feet and Mickey sits. Heels him out of that. Heels him around again. Stops his feet, Mickey sits, he gives him the stay, out to the end of that training leash. This time he'll give him a minute to hold this sit-stay, and then he'll demonstrate the come or recall command instead of returning back to him. He calls him in using his name. Mickey comes in, sits right in front of him. Then we have a move called the finish. Fred's going to heel Mickey right around the back of him and gets him right back to that left-hand side heel position, and he sits. We'll demonstrate it one more time. He's in a sit. He gives him a stay out to the end of the leash. Gives him a minute to hold it. And then calls him into him. Mickey gets up, comes in, sits in front. And then the finish, Fred heels him right around the back of him and gets Mickey right back to that proper left-hand side heel position, and he sits. Well, it's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Mickey, about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with him. Next up, we'll be showing you our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay and walks out to the end of that leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Mickey. You can start practicing this one at about 3 minutes time and work your way up to increments until you get to about 5 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Mickey, he's going to walk all the way around him as he did on the sit-stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Mickey holds that down throughout, and Fred heels him right out of it. And we'll show you that down again one more time when they come back around. Now you see Mickey's doing very well, but if for any reason he doesn't respond to a command, it's always important to follow through. So the first word out of your mouth would always be no, followed by a tug and let go correction to his training collar, and then you're going to repeat the command you've given him. Now Fred's going to give him the down again, and a stay, and walk back out to the end of that training leash. This time he'll give him a minute to hold this one, and then he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position. Calls him in, Mickey gets up, comes right in, sits in front, and then that finish, Fred heels him right around the back of him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position, and Mickey sits. Nicely done. We'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which is down from a distance. Now this will be the down from a distance. You're going to have him in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of your leash. And this is the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. He then returns back to him once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Very nicely done. Heels him right out of it. Well, those are all of our basic obedience commands. We've also gone ahead and advanced Mickey's training just a little bit. So Fred's going to show you a little of that. He has him in a sit. He gave him a stay. He dropped the leash completely, walked away, and walks a full lap all the way around. Mickey holds that sit stay throughout, and then Fred gives him a down and a stay, still off leash, walks away again. Obviously, we don't intend for you to do Mickey's commands off leash when he first comes home. We want you to practice with his commands on leash first, but this just shows you what you can start to build up to with him as long as you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day. And Fred returned back to him. Mickey held that down stay throughout until Fred healed him out of it. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands we've worked on with Mickey here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Mickey, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.